I'm Santiago, and I'm going to test Godfall on the RTX 2060, so the 6GB card. Thanks to Gearbox Publishing for providing a copy of the game. How are you guys doing? Long time no see. Literally 10 minutes ago, I finished the other live stream. Hope you're having a fantastic time. Just like me. Just like me. Let me see if it's not showing up. What? Come on. Alright, I started before scheduled, so... Hi guys. Can you see me? Can you hear me? You're actually thinking between the 2070 Super and the 5700 XT. It depends. Depends on the game you're playing, really. But the 5700 XT, as far as I know, doesn't have ray tracing, so... Depends on the price, really. So let's see how the 2060 is doing on this. Come on, 2060, come on. You can do it, 2060. Well, this is probably why the 2060 Super has 8GB of memory. We're about to find out. So yeah. Godfall. So we're on high settings now on 1080p. Let me show you the settings. So we're on high settings. Sorry, medium settings. Let's put it on high. So high settings, 1080p, 1080p. So let's go to the demanding part. Let's see how it goes. Are you Santiago? Yes, I'm Santiago, and today, I'm gonna be testing Godfall on the 2060. So demanding plays, high settings. Okay, we're getting. Let the game finish loading. We seem to be getting 60s, but look at that video memory. Holy hell. Almost maxed out. So yeah, it seems to be in the worst part, on high settings, mid 50s, so pretty smooth. Never mind, it dropped into the 40s. Alright. Well, the game is actually loading effects, so let me load those effects. That's so ridiculous that I have to do that. Guys, the first time an effect shows up, for some reason the game stutters. It seems to be loading the effect. As you can see, when I put up the shield, that spark that happened, it loaded up. That's why the stutter. If I do it again, as you can see, it doesn't repeat. Oh, you want to see epic settings? Yeah, let's do that. Let's do it. Let's see how it goes. So, epic settings. Let's destroy this card. So, epic settings, 1080p. So, epic settings. And let's go back there. Yeah, compared to the previous cards, it's pretty good performance. Yeah, I agree. But at the same time, I mean, this is a 2060 and we're playing on ultra settings below 60 frames per second. Epic settings appears to be fine, over 40. So if you want to play on the highest settings, you can do so. On this card at least. But again, this is the worst part, and those stutters, you're going to run into them no matter what GPU you have, apparently. The stutters when the game first loads appear to be pretty significant. So yeah, on the 2060, it appears to be fine. Not great, but fine. You can get over 30 on the maximum settings, and probably on a mix between medium and high, we're going to get 50 to 60. So yeah, way better than the other cards, but I was expecting more, really. Whoa. You'll see 60 frames in this part, but that's because it's not demanding at all, this part. Right here, this part of the map. Once I go back to the foliage heavy area, well, it's not going to be pretty. Let's just leave it at that. Okay, I'm messing up. Yeah, I locked to the wrong enemy. That's why. Oh, I died. Better. So you can see the difference to the demanding part. So we're getting 70s, 60s, but then I go all the way back here and I start dropping below 60 super easily, as you can see, into the 40s. So yeah, I mean, the game can be into the 60s, but it's not going to not going to be that good. If you have a 2060 Super, I expect this to be almost 60, like a 10 frame advantage. It should be on the 2060 Super, and the extra video memory should give you a lot of room to spare on the highest settings. So yeah, is this game support ray tracing? As far as I know, it doesn't have RTX, as far as I know. So don't quote me on that. Come on, attack me, bro. Thank you. But yeah, those stutters are the thing that break the game the most in every card. The first time an effect shows up, it will stutter, and then it'll be fine, it won't happen again. I remember that happened in Assassin's Creed Unity as well. The first time you attack someone, you're going to get those stutters. But I mean, yeah, on epic settings we're getting the 40s, basically. Yeah, seems that it uses less VRAM than on the AMD card. The 580 with these settings was in the 8GB, in the 7GB range. So it seems to be using less video memory, which is interesting. So yeah, in this place it's not doing that well. So let's try high settings. So we drop it to high. Let's see how it goes. High settings. We jump all the way into the 50s. So high settings, you get an improvement, that's for sure. Not perfect, but an improvement nonetheless. And it will drop still into the 40s, so doesn't seem to be a huge difference, but it's an improvement. Then let's do, I hate to do medium, but we had to do it. So medium settings, that looks awful. Medium is when the game starts looking bad. On medium settings, we're getting 75 frames per second here. But as you can see, what I don't like about medium settings is that the draw distance of the shadows is pretty terrible. As you can see, look at those shadows over there. So you can get 60s on medium, but it's not looking pretty good. So let's try cranking up those shadows, the view distance. The distance, let's keep it the same. The visual effects and the post-processing. Let's see if we can do 60s like this. Nope, doesn't seem to be. Let's try that again. Okay, 50s again. So let's lower the post-processing, maybe that helps. Nope. The visual effects then, and the shadows. Ugh, dang it, I don't want to lower shadows. Please, don't make me lower shadows. Okay, visual effects seems to be the major impact in performance on this one. So let's put it on high settings. We drop the visuals to medium, the visual effects, and we keep the textures on high. Let's see if that does anything. Okay, yeah, visual effects seems to be the culprit. So let's call this high settings, medium effects. The thing is that effects also controls the reflections, I think. So there will be no screen space reflections, I think. So there you get 60s. And shadows are on high, yeah. But as you can see, there are no screen space reflections. If you look at that puddle over here, it has no screen space reflections. It seems to be a cube map. If you want screen space reflections, you gotta put the visual effects on high. So if you put visual effects on high, let me show you for a second, you get those reflections. As you can see there, those screen space reflections. So again, if you want the good frame rates to get to 60, you need to put visual effects to medium, so no screen space reflections, but you get 60 frames at least. So you can play with that. If you have a 2060 Super, it should be fine. The thing is that the normal 2060, we need medium effects to get 60s. So yeah, these guys are so annoying. There we go. Die. Come on. Disappear from existence. Alright. Almost gone. We're going to try 1440p in a second. Give me a few seconds, guys, so I can get there. So let's go all the way back and try 1440p. Then we're going to play the game a little bit. But the optimal settings for this card seems to be high settings, medium FX, and that gives you a pretty good frame rate so far, over 60. No, visual effects is not ray tracing. Ray tracing, this game doesn't seem to have any ray tracing to speak of, because those are screen space reflections. The reflections in the puddles are not ray traced. They seem to just be screen space. So, is there any stuttering with the Ryzen 3 3100? In this game, you get stutters no matter what GPU and CPU you have the first time you load certain effects. So in the first 5 minutes, you're going to get a lot of stutter, then it stabilizes. It doesn't seem to be CPU related in any way. So let's now jump into 1440p. Before that, these are the best settings to get 60 frames. 1080p, high settings, medium effects. You don't get screen space reflections, but at least you get 60 frames. So let's jump into 1440p now. So 1440p, high settings, medium effects. Then we're going to crank up those settings. But let's try the optimal 1080p settings on 1440. So we change the size of the overlay so you can see it. Let's see, come on. All right, so 1440p on the optimal settings for 1080p, we're getting 56, mid 50s apparently. It's going to drop again. Okay, 50s. So yeah, it's below 1080p, but it's still pretty smooth. Let's see if we can make this go over 60. Let's put effects on low. Yeah, it doesn't seem to change anything at all. So let's put it on medium. Now that we're here, we might as well. Okay. So 1440p, maybe medium settings. Let me crank up those shadows first. The shadow draw distance on medium is terrible. Yeah, it still drops below 60 on medium settings. Let's crank up those shadows. Let's see. 53 versus what? 53. 55, yeah. Not worth losing those shadows, so medium settings, high shadows. So yeah, the shadow draw distance on medium is pretty terrible. I don't think it's worth doing personally. And it doesn't seem to be a huge performance difference, only 2 FPS less. So yeah, medium settings, high shadows, 1440p seems to be how you get 50 to 60 in the bad parts. In the good parts, it's over 60 all the time, basically. So yeah, if you want smoothness at 1440p, this is kind of smoothness is going to drop into the 40s, right? Yeah. So yeah, when effects show up, it can drop pretty significantly into the 40s. So yeah, it's either low settings for 60 in the bad parts, or and potato graphics, or over 30 on high or epic settings. So yeah, let's now try epic settings 1440p like you guys are asking for. So let's do all maxed since you guys want to see it. So epic settings 1440p. So let's see how it goes. So 1440p on the highest, we are over 30 frames per second right now. Let's see if we can stay there. Yeah, we drop below 30. So probably high settings makes a little bit more sense. But yeah, even with effects on screen, the lowest we dropped to was 29. But man, the game looks so much sharper at 1440p. It's insane. Sí, lo tengo en un SSD. Para los que preguntan, el juego está instalado en un SSD. Guys, for the people asking, this game is installed on an SSD. It's not on a hard drive. That's why it loads the way it does. So it shouldn't affect performance. It should only affect loading times. So keep that in mind. Let's see when we look into the distance. Yeah, we got 30s. So epic settings should be fine. I'll probably use high in real life. But yeah, seems to be 1440p epic. Yeah, restart might help. Good call. Let's do that. True. So let's do it. Let's relaunch the game. How about an overclock? On a single fan card, I do not recommend an overclock at all. We're not going to get very far with this card with an overclock. The overclock is not going to be that much. Maybe 110 megahertz. We get to 2 gigahertz on the GPU if we had a dual fan card. But it's not going to be a huge difference. Maybe a couple extra frames. I don't expect it to be insanely better because that wouldn't be realistic, really. So yeah, keep that in mind. So 1440p again. Yeah, 6 gigabytes seems to be enough even for 1440p. But we're going to find out soon enough. Maybe the textures are a little bit too much for 6 gigabytes. There's literally no video of Cyberpunk 2077 on consoles. Well, makes sense, yeah. Hopefully it runs well, but who knows. Let's see, 1440p epic settings. Let's see if we drop below 30. Yeah, it appears to be basically the same. We got a couple extra frames, maybe. Yeah, it drops in 29 like before. We're getting worse frame times though. The game seems to be finishing the loading some assets. But it appears to be almost the same. Yeah, it drops to 29 at worst. So probably my advice, let's fight a little bit. Let's see how it goes with some fighting. So we go to the part we fought before that had some water. That was usually pretty bad. So let's go that way. There we are. Yeah, it drops into the upper 20s when fighting in these bad levels, as you can see. Still playable, don't get me wrong, but I mean, if I had the choice, just decrease some graphic settings and you should be fine. So let's lower those visual effects to high. Let's see if that gives us the oomph we need. Yeah, already a huge boost in performance. So lower those visual effects from epic to high. So high visual effects, that will affect the reflections. But I mean, those are screen space, don't seem to be ray tracing. This game will really benefit with DLSS though, that would be amazing. But it doesn't have it apparently. Yeah, I'm dead, perfect, so I can go back. So as you can see, just lower visual effects to high and it should be okay. We're over 30 all the time. Yeah, basically we're 30 even with effects on screen. Alright, it's gone. Alright. Perfect. So 1440p, yeah, it's always the water. It's always the water. It never gets any different, as you can see. It's always the water. So if you want 30 frames, you can use epic settings, high visual effects, and it will be fine over 30. If you want 60s, you'll need medium or low settings on 1440p, and it still drops into the 50s. So let's now do 4K. Now that we're here, let's do 4K. Because let's just wreck GPUs. We're going to lower those textures to medium though. Now let's do high settings first. Let's just drop below 30 like a moron. So 4K, I'm going to change the size of the overlay to the maximum so you can see it. Perfect. So 4K high settings. Let's wreck the GPU. 4K high settings. Whoa, I messed up there. High settings. Probably below 30, but hey, worth a shot. Yep, 13 FPS, 20 FPS. So do not do 4K high. Let's try something else. Let's try medium. So medium preset. Okay, medium preset is over 30 frames. Super interesting. What the heck? Let's try cranking up those textures. Textures and shadows. Ambient distance. Let's just keep visual effects on medium. Maybe that helps. Let's see. Yeah, it seems to be fine. Wow. After that 1440p performance, I wasn't expecting this really. Yeah, it drops into the 20s. Never mind. I think we are video memory bound now. So let's lower those textures to medium and let's see how it goes. So high settings, medium effects and textures, medium effects and textures. And we'll see how it goes at 4K. So we're below 30. I'm going to restart the game now because the video memory was exceeded. So worth trying out. Let's see how it goes. Yeah, I'm going to try with the explosions and all that fun stuff. At the start I get a little carried over, but maybe medium settings makes more sense. We'll see. The issue with medium settings is like that shadows look so poor on medium that it feels like a little bit of an unnecessary setting, really. Unnecessary in a way that I'd rather have 30 frames than lower those shadows to medium. If that means the difference between good frame rates and bad frame rates, I'll probably get the better shadows. You're just running around and see a shadow being generated a few meters away. That's terrible. Until it's in off, I mean, it doesn't, you cannot turn it off, guys. And at 4K, it is noticeable still. All right, so it's TAA, it's not multi-sampling. But I'm going to disable it, but I mean, it's multi-sampling, it's not multi-sampling. Okay, we're getting 30s, so great. Good thing I'm going to disable it because you asked for, but you cannot disable it. You can only put it on low. And we got a few extra frames, so yeah, useful. But it seems to be just the TAA. So let's do AA low because you cannot disable it. So to the people that say AA off every 5 seconds, just, I don't know, don't do it because you cannot turn it off. But it seems to be over 30 with high settings, medium effects and textures, and low AA. Let's see once we get to the water, the usual test in my channel, the water test. So let's go that way. Let's go to the water. Let's go have some fun. Drop the foliage quality. The foliage, why? Why would I? Let's try it like this and let's see if we can maintain at least 30. Then we'll see if we need to lower stuff. But so far, okay, we drop into 28 with that effect. So yeah, let's lower foliage now. Yeah, let's just lower everything to medium except in shadows, because shadows is the most noticeable one. So medium settings, high shadows will be it. Remember that this is the bad part, so it should run better in the tutorial, but who cares about the tutorial, really? High shadows. And if we need to lower shadows, we are going to. But shadows on medium doesn't look great. So let's save the settings. Let's see, 4K, medium settings, high shadows, no AA. We're still dropping into the 30s, but not below yet, at least. Hang on, gotta get closer to the water. Holy hell. So in the water, it seems to be still 30. Okay. Yeah, 4K seems to be fine with these settings. It's funny because these are the settings that I used on 1080p on the 570, the RX 570, for 30 frames per second. Whoa, yeah, with a lot of effects close to the camera, it can still drop below 30. But I mean, you probably want to use this if you want to get mostly 30, drops into the 20s at times. Then low settings looks like a potato, so I don't think it's worth doing low settings. What settings should I turn down? Especially visual effects seems to be one of the most demanding ones. Visual effects, that controls also the screen space reflections. Then the shadows as well, and the post-processing. If you go from epic to high, it should be an improvement. But in general, it seems to be mostly visual effects, shadows, foliage, almost all of them. But I mean, yeah, 4K, you can do it. So yeah, people talking about Cyberpunk 2077, the game is not out yet, so once it's out, we're going to discuss. But right now, nothing can be said about that game. It's not out yet, we know nothing about the performance, so no need to discuss it really, in my opinion. So as you can see, to get mostly 30 frames per second at 4K, you can use medium settings, high shadows, so the shadows don't have a short draw distance. And that'll be about it. You should be over 30 most of the time. So if you care about 4K, you can do it. If you want to see 1440p, rewind the live stream. You can do 30 frames on epic settings, high visual effects. So yeah, let's talk about 1440p too. So 1440p, you can go for epic settings and visual effects on high. That should give you 30 frames at 1440p. Over 30. So yeah, there you go. Over 30 at 1440p. Then for 1080p, you can do the highest settings if you want, but I wouldn't recommend it because it's 30 frames per second. No hace cuello de botella con este CPU. Mirá el uso de GPU. It's not bottlenecking the graphics card. The CPU is doing fine. The thing is, the game is GPU bound. So if you guys think that the game is being limited by the CPU, well, no. No anywhere close of being limited by the CPU. Nowhere close. So 1080p resolution on epic settings. And let's see how to get 60s. It should be pretty easy, really, by lowering a few things. So as you can see on the highest settings, we're getting 30s on 1080p. Although I should restart the game because I changed a lot of settings. But you're over 30 on 1080p epic. So visual effects, let's see if only lowering that helps. There was a boost there. If I put it on high, maybe. Okay. So I should be putting this on medium. There we go. So to get 60s on 1080p, you need to disable the reflections, which I hate to do, but it's needed. Yeah, just high settings, medium effects, and you should be good to go. So medium effects, epic textures. So my best settings for the 2060 on 1080p would be high settings, medium effects, epic textures, and that should be it, really. There's not much more to discuss. So let me restart the game, and we're going to play a little bit of the game to see if we can maintain that frame rate. So yeah, there's no RTX on this game, so keep that in mind. No DLSS, no RTX. Did you see any visual difference from high to epic? Yes, I saw a little bit better reflections and ambient occlusion, but not much more. Also more foliage and better shadow draw distance. But on high it looks fine. High looks fine. Doesn't look that much different. So yeah, the PC build was a success. Well, I'm glad, man. I'm glad. Enjoy it. Will this run on 4 GB cards? Yeah, but you need to put the textures on the lowest. So let's go this way. Okay, come on. Come on, game. No, un procesador más potente no cambiaría nada. El GPU está al máximo. Como pueden ver ahí, está a full el GPU. Cuando termine de cargar el juego, por supuesto. Con un CPU más rápido no va a cambiar nada. Así que si quieren seguir creyendo eso, síganlo creyendo, pero sigue sin ser la realidad. Some people are saying that with a faster CPU it would be a lot better. Well, that's not the case. So sorry to disappoint you, but even if I had the latest AMD CPU or Intel CPU at the highest clock speed, it's not going to improve. This is GPU bound, we're GPU limited. So guys, best settings, high settings, medium effects, epic textures, and you should be good to go in most scenarios. So yeah. Let's see if the Spirit Vision breaks the performance. No, it doesn't. Okay. Fair enough, I guess. Your best card is the RTX 2060. Yeah, that's my fastest card at the moment. Let's first destroy these little beasts. I want to use different gear though. I'm getting a little bit tired of this same weapon over and over. Let's see what we got. Nightblade, Hope Lament, Helmet, Conviction. Let's use this one. Hell yeah, super badass. And let's put the hammer as well. So we get both a super big sword and a huge hammer. Whoa, those effects. Yeah, those effects, now that they loaded, are fine. Let's use this. So ridiculous seeing that hammer. But it's so much easier now with this. Come on. There you are. He's gone. Your best card is a 2060? Yes, my best card at the moment in my GPU collection, if you can call it that, is a 2060. I ain't got any faster card than this at the moment. I might in the future, but not right now. Right now, this is the best card I have, really. Hola, Santiago, ¿activaste el DLSS o no posee? No, no tiene DLSS, lamentablemente. Guys, for the people asking in Spanish and English, this game has no DLSS. So no RTX, no DLSS. So if you want 60s on 1080p, you have to lower the visual effects, which impacts the reflections. There's no screen space reflections at all. So yeah. Anyways, I'm now playing a little bit of the game with the best settings. If you want to see 1440p, 4K, all those resolutions, you can just rewind the live stream. I tested all those. You can do 4K on medium settings, high shadows at 30 frames with some drops into the upper 20s. And 1440p, you can do epic settings, high effects, and you get over 30. And then on 1080p, you can max it out, again over 30 frames. Oh man, I'm so hungry now. I almost got him, but not quite. Oh great, I have to get that other guy. Alright, got them both. I'm such a badass. Yeah, with this sword now, the game is significantly easier. Not sure if that was intended. Just download more RAM and you get 60 FPS at 4K. Yeah, basically. Guys, do not download more RAM. It's probably a virus. Okay, cannot go that way, so... Yeah, let's go to the rest of the open location. No, este Ryzen 3 es 4 núcleos, 8 hilos. Los 8 hilos ayudan un montón. For the people asking, this Ryzen 3 is 4 cores, 8 threads. That's why it's working as it is. 4 cores, 4 threads is not the same. Ray tracing in a future patch? Okay, interesting. If it runs like this without ray tracing, it will be interesting to see how it runs with ray tracing. Would be nice to see DLSS on this one. So yeah. Will you get the 3070? Hopefully, but it's so expensive that I don't know. We'll see. If I do get one, it will be interesting to do a live stream after the budget cards. Really. A button to jump there. Yeah, you cannot jump in this game. You have to press buttons at certain times. Be aware that someday in the future a new patch would add variable ray shading and ray trace shadows. That will be interesting. I want to test that. I didn't know that they were going to add variable ray shading. Once they do that, I'm going to test it again, but that's not the case. This is day one. Yeah, I don't care. Just let me continue playing, please. Alright. Not the same as 4 cores and 4 threads. 4 cores, 8 threads is not the same as 4 cores, 4 threads. Yeah, so weird that they add in variable ray shading and ray tracing later. And without those things, it's already running pretty bad, really. Do you have the cores clocked differently? No, this is how it runs by default. I haven't changed anything, pero Lautaro, que tenga 4 núcleos, 8 hilos, es irrelevante en este caso, porque el juego no usa ni la mitad del procesador, y vos me estás diciendo, pero capaz que con un mejor procesador mejora. No sé esa lógica de dónde sale, honestamente, me decepcionás un poco. You have a 3100 in gaming mode on my MSI board. It's a 4.2 gigahertz. Oh, well, that's nice. I prefer to use stock settings, so it's a good reference. So that's why I'm not putting it at 4.2. Doesn't make sense to me to do an overclock if most people are not doing it. Is this 4K? No, this is 1080p. You can see all the information next to my face. Alright. Hello Santiago, how are you today? Doing well, Varios. How are you doing? Good seeing you. No worries, Lamke. No worries. ¿Se puede usar ese micro en un Mother B450 Pro 4? Sí, deberías poder, pero que el BIOS está actualizado. Can you try settings and see which is the most GPU heavy? I already did that. You can rewind the live stream to find that out. So don't worry, I already tested that. The most demanding settings are shadows, and what else? Shadows, visual effects especially. And then the other ones lower them in groups. What do I have to do here? Oh, it's this way? Really? Open the spirit-bound chest. But how do I open it? There's no prompt. Okay. Yeah, that's not how you open a chest, as you can see. Let's see, how do I open this chest? Open the spirit-bound chest, but how? How do I do that? Yeah, it doesn't seem to work in this way. Let's try all the buttons. Maybe one of them does what I want. Let's see. Spirit-bound chest. Oh, this sword looks pretty good. Let's do that. Let's swap swords now that we're here. And I love your videos. Well, thank you. Thank you. Are you going to test this card with Cyberpunk? Yes, of course. For sure. Restore 18 health. Take 10 damage. Thank you for that. Yeah, seems to be okay now. Yeah, still not sure how to open this. Pretty confused. Oh, I know how. This is how, right? No? Nope. Lifestone swap weapon interactivate camera Icon Fury Spirit Vision. Yeah, doesn't seem to be there. Yeah, I cannot interact with this chest. ¿Ese juego solo tiene armas melee? Sí, eso parece. Buenas, 60 FPS. Sí, 60 FPS, Gaby, ¿cómo andas? So let me restart the checkpoint. Maybe something isn't working out there. Looks like Warframe running on a GT 1030. That's hilarious, man. So let's try that one more time. Yeah, SC goes from 447 to 485 when overclocking. Interesting. Sí, Luca, la verdad que anda genial. Por ahora, esta GPU, comparado con las otras, igual sigue siendo medio pobre el rendimiento, diría yo. Alright, the level finished loading. Yeah, apparently. Now the GPU is maxed out, perfect. So Spirit Vision. I'm going to watch the tutorial now. With Spirit Vision, it seems to drop below 60. So that's hilarious. It can still drop below 60. Yeah, I'm going to find out if it's bugged or not. Hopefully that was the case. Or maybe I just didn't read the tutorial level. So the tutorial thing. So yeah. Is this game single player only? Not sure really. I think it's like a Destiny 2 kind of thing. But it feels single player at the moment. Alright. So it says here, head to the watchtower. Alright. I messed up there. Alright, he's gone. Perfect. Let's keep going. Alright, that wasn't the way to do it. I'm going to die now. Although the checkpoints in this game are super forgivable, so if I die here, I'll just respawn 2 meters away. Not sure what they were thinking about. Alright. Yo sigo sufriendo para poder mejorar tu 1050 Ti. Sí, la 1050 Ti fue una decepción tremenda el juego este. Spiritbound chests are sealed by spirit tethers in the environment. Destroying the 3 spirit tethers will unlock the rare chest. Spiritbound chests exhibit locations of the spirit tethers in the environment. Okay. So I have to destroy that. Oh, I forgot I can throw my shield around. Is that the way? So I gotta destroy something. I have to destroy this. But I didn't see that before, I think. I think I missed it last time. So where's the other one? Oh, there's the other one. Okay. Now I know what I have to do. Sorry, guys. I wasn't reading the instructions. So there's one more. Maybe this way. So I restarted the level for no reason. Let's see. Oh, a body. Nice. I don't know what I did. A core. Gotcha. I'll use the Spirit Vision to find the other thing. Let's see, where else? Okay. I think I saw it over there. Let's go that way. There you are. No, that wasn't. That wasn't the case. Never mind. There you are. This is the one. So I throw my shield, God of War style. God of War, but instead of the axe, I'm throwing the shield. Puedes probar la temperatura de los componentes. Solo el GPU y el GPU es de un fan y está a 80 grados. Así que prefiero no ponerlo porque no es representativo realmente. Guys, I'm not showing temperatures because I know that it's not representative, which is unfortunate. But the 2060 goes to the 80 degree range. It's a single fan 2060, so to be expected really. But I don't show temps because everyone will get different temps. It depends on how you, if the case has the side panel removed or not. It depends on multiple things, so I don't think showing temperatures is fair. Because if you don't get the same temps, you're going to say this fake, or you're doing something wrong. And if I get great temps, you'll be asking me why your temps aren't as good. I've been there. So yeah. Anyways. You can open the chest already? Yeah, now I can. I already did it. Oh yeah, I forgot that the live stream is... I have like 30 seconds latency with chat. I always forget about that. Perfect block. Alright, he's gone. Let's get some health back. Oh yeah, this reminds me of the combat of God of War PS4. You even have an animation for the shield that is almost the same, that rotary shield, but you can throw it around, as you can see. So yeah, I can see the inspirations, that's for sure.
Our target is on the upper level of the watchtower.
There we go. Hi there. I don't know what I just picked up. Boss fight. Let's get back a second. Come on. Waiting for you, sir. Oh, come on. Really? Alright, fair. I'll just dodge. Yeah, that didn't work. Oh, I can use the hammer. I forgot about that I have a hammer as well. We're hammer buddies now. Come on, almost there. There you are. Let's just spam hammer on this guy. Oh, really? What a coward.
He hasn't gone far. Track his men. They'll lead you to him.
Okay, perfect. More stuff that I don't know what it does. B. Yeah, let's grab all this stuff that I don't know what it does. Again. Sí, se parecen a... Tiene también inspiraciones de Warframe, parece. Yeah, some things remind me of Warframe on this. It's probably not a coincidence. Ah, ya entendiste lo de las temps. Genial. Me alegro. You are from India? Well, love from Uruguay. Oh, I'm about to die. I need to look at my health bar. I always forget that I have one. Alright, he's gone. I forget also to lock into enemies. But so far the gameplay seems okay. Feels good to play, at least. At 60 frames it feels good to play. Is this game like Dark Souls? It feels like a mix of Warframe, Dark Souls, God of War. Yeah. I see many different games combined on this. The character looks like a Warframe, to be honest. Yeah, it does look very similar to a Warframe.
Hand it over if you want to live.
Oh, I didn't see that guy. Holy hell, I messed up. Let's destroy him with the hammer. Almost there. Oh no, I'm going to die. Never mind, I managed to find a way. Yeah, he's not taking a lot of damage. So I'm going to attack the sniper first. Stop shooting! Oh, hello there. Health bar. Really? Come on. Come at me, bro. Yeah, I'm going to die soon, apparently. Oh, I can throw the shield. I forgot about that. Come on, come at me, bro. Oh, really? He's healing? Come on. Well, I do love when enemies can heal. Makes it more of an urgent matter. I'm going to die now, right? Yeah, dead. That was fun though, but as you can see, as I told you before, super forgiving. Right now, I just died and I respawned a few meters away and the health bar is still the same, so I don't have to fight him all over again. I mean, that's fine and all, but it's super forgiving. It's a little too forgiving, I would say. It doesn't have RTX. This game does not have RTX. Alright, let's go. The X12 Ultimate features like ray tracing and VRS are not out yet. Yeah, they're not out yet. Once they're out, we're going to do a rerun on these games. But as of right now, no RTX, no DLSS. Well, DLSS probably not coming to this game. It's an AMD sponsored title. Okay, story mission completed. Excellent. Twilight beacons are found in all the realms. Activate them to continue exploring the realm. Activating a Twilight beacon releases new exploration objectives to the realm. Blah 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 blah. Has a reward. Okay, like the bonfires. Gotcha. But not really like the bonfires. Yep. All right. Try ultra settings. I already did that. It's at 30 frames per second, but let's just put ultra settings. Since I'm almost finishing the live stream, let's put it on the maximum. And let's also activate fidelity effects. Because why not? Let's do it. Epic settings plus fidelity effects. So you guys can tell me first, fidelity effects is disabled. So let's see on the highest settings, how much do we get? Here we get 50s. In the bad parts, we get 30s. But the color palette changes significantly with fidelity effects. So let's now enable fidelity effects. We go up here. And all the way down here is fidelity effects. So we enable it. And as you can see, the game now runs the same, but the color palette is significantly different. Now that I'm seeing it better, personally, I do not like this this color palette. This more of a, this higher contrast. As you can see, the dark parts are a little too dark, a little too too dark. So you lose detail. And the highlights, yeah, too white. So yeah, I mean, this is more of a personal preference kind of thing. Personally, I prefer to turn it off. Now that I saw it in both ways. As you can see now, yeah, it's less vibrant, but at least the dark parts have enough detail and the highlights are not burnt, so you don't get a full white there. Personal preference, of course. The performance is basically the same, so get the one that you want, that you like better. But as you can see on the highest settings, you're not getting 60s. You need to do some tweaks in order to get there that I showed you a few minutes ago. So yeah, if you want, you can do ultra, but you have to sacrifice the frame rate. Okay, he's gone. Yeah, right. Yeah, the grass looks pretty good so far. I like that it has a good amount of grass everywhere. The thing is, the grass into the distance looks a little bit too blurry, I would say. Oh, I died. I forgot to heal. Oh, there's so much grass. The thing is that at a distance, the grass doesn't look that great. You probably want to be close to see grass well. If not, it looks pretty blurry, really. But I like it. It has a lot of grass everywhere. Despite being on the highest settings though, the draw distance isn't that great. Just look at there into the distance. I can see some pop in. So, yeah. I was expecting more, really. I leveled up. Great. Let's kill them all. Oh, they're already dead. Never mind. Yeah, so many effects on screen. I cannot understand so much movement on the screen. Underwater is not looking great either. I don't see any screen space. Oh, never mind. There are a few screen space reflections, it seems, but not super noticeable. Anyways. I'm going to just finish fighting these guys and finish the live stream. So thank you guys for sticking around. If this is the first time you see one of my videos, consider liking it. It helps out quite a bit. Just press that button below the video that says like if you enjoyed it. If you didn't, that's fine. You don't need to like everything I do. And if you enjoy my content and want to see more, subscribe. It really helps out a ton so I can keep doing this style of content if you are into it. We see performance in games from GTX 750 Ti to a 2060 once the game releases, and we try to find the best settings and all that good stuff. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this live stream. I'm going to now thank the tier 2 members since they get a shout out at the end of the video. So bye bye game, it was fun playing. So let's do that. Let's thank the tier 2 members. Okay. No, the CPU is not the limiting factor. Do not speak if you don't know what you're talking about. It's clearly the GPU the limiting factor, so try knowing what you're talking about next time. Never mind. So, thanks to Gavi Asieres, Coconuts, Avisek, Mokharji, sorry if I mess it up every time, Rodrigo Duarte, Cristo Got a Job, Sonak Das, and Ken for being a tier 2 supporter on the channel in the memberships. Thank you so much. And thank you guys for sticking around, watching the live stream, liking, subscribing if you wanted. Yeah. See you next time, guys. Bye bye. See ya. Tomorrow, Call of Duty. And thanks to Gearbox Publishing for the copy of the game, despite what I'm saying about their game. But yeah, I gotta be honest. Bye, guys. See ya.